Hey guys, and welcome back to this channel. This is Miles from Swiss Crypto Podcast, and in today's episode I'm going to talk about a private bank from Switzerland tipping its toes into the cryptocurrency space. So stay tuned and let's get into it. The Zurich-based private bank Maerki Baumann found itself at the crossroads, having flushed out undeclared overseas assets and retreated to its core markets of Switzerland and Germany. It faced the twin challenges of growing its current $8 billion of assets under management in a smaller market and rejuvenating its client base, whereas half of its existing clients are aged over 70 and only 5% are under 40 years old. Maerki Baumann Bank is now banking on Switzerland's growing blockchain industry to provide the solutions. CEO Stefan Zwalen said, "Intensive competition and margin erosion has forced the bank to look for alternative revenue sources." So once again, another private Swiss bank that is now coming into the cryptocurrency space. This one is a little bit different than the other ones I did podcast episode about. All the other private Swiss banks and bigger banks, they were obviously handling bigger assets, a lot more assets than just 8 billion, just 8 billion. This bank now is about 87 years old, I believe. And as we just heard from that article, Maerki Baumann has been struggling with getting clients on board for investing with them, mainly because the tension between Switzerland and the US, but also because they have a lot more clients that are older aged. As you've just heard, that half of their existing clients are aged over 70 and only 5% are under 40. That's also a reason, I believe, but also because there's so much competition around. Switzerland has a long history of private banking, and there are a lot of other private Swiss banks, a lot of other smaller private Swiss banks that are now competing against each other and trying to get clients to invest with them. There are not that much wealthy clients for private Swiss banks as there are normal retail investor clients for normal bigger banks, of course. And that, I'm pretty sure, is also an important factor. Now, Maerki Baumann has discovered a new way of gaining clients, if you want to say so. They've now tipped their toes into the cryptocurrency space and enable their customers to invest with them in cryptocurrencies. And what Maerki Baumann experienced when they published that they will now offer cryptocurrency investments actually gives a good representation on the state of adoption of cryptocurrency in Switzerland. Namely, that cryptocurrency is already widely adopted in Switzerland. It's not yet an everyday used good in Switzerland still, but we are on a good way to make cryptocurrencies more accessible to the everyday people. And to show you guys what those wealthy investors thought about investing in cryptocurrencies with Maerki Baumann Bank, I'll have some citation for you. When news leaked out last year that Maerki Baumann Bank was interested in the cryptocurrency business, the inquiries started flooding in. "In our traditional business, we usually have to run after each client," said CEO Zwalen. "It's hard work and rather rare for clients to just knock on our door. But after we started the campaign for investing in cryptocurrencies, we suddenly had 400 people wanting to talk with us, as they were exactly the kind of people we had been struggling to access for 10 years with traditional private banking offerings. We found that they were typically between 30 to 40 years old and with an entrepreneurial mindset. This convinced Zwalen and his team that they were on the right track. we have the ambition to be the go-to bank in the Swiss crypto arena, he said. So these statements should show you guys that there is indeed interest coming from bigger institutional investors, from wealthier people that are investing with private Swiss banks, and that they are open to new technologies and also cryptocurrencies, as you just heard from Maerki Baumann CEO Stefan Zwalen. And Maerki Baumann not only offers their clients to invest in cryptocurrencies, they also enable startups to open a banking account with Maerki and Baumann banks, even if those startups are working in the cryptocurrency sector. And that sounds quite harsh, but what we've seen in the last few months and years is that banks are quite reserved when it comes to startups that work in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, and that they actually refused to give them a banking account because they knew they are working in the cryptocurrency space. So this is also something new coming from that small private bank, that they are enabling startups working in the cryptocurrency space to open a banking account with Maerki Baumann. In a first phase approved by the board in March, the bank is offering business accounts and advice for startups raising capital via digital shares that can be offered directly to the public, so-called security token offerings. At the beginning of next year, it plans to partner with cryptocurrency specialists to provide outsourced storage and trading services for the likes of Bitcoin. So you guys can see there's a lot going on even in smaller Swiss private banks. There are more and more private Swiss banks that are open to cryptocurrencies, that want to enable their customers to invest in cryptocurrencies, may it be because they want to profit from them. Of course, banks are also here to make profit, but it can also be to be at the forefront of the evolution of the financial sector in the following years. Who knows? What we can say and what you can see is that there is demand there from wealthier investors, and that there are banks acting according to this demand, and that are now offering new options for clients to make investments in cryptocurrencies, and also enable the evolution of blockchain in cryptocurrencies by offering startups working in the cryptocurrency space and in the blockchain space to open banking accounts with them. So that's been it for this podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed the content I provided. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.